Rumspringa!
Hey, Brynne, have you seen Steel Magnolias?
Oh my god, yes, I love that movie.
Jonsy, you've seen it, right?
Hey, Tony.
Yeah.
You've seen Dracula, right?
Oh, I love that movie. It's so good.
Lena, you've seen it.
What do you think? Filmspringa!
Hey, Brynne, have you seen Weekend at Bernie's?
Oh my god, Weekend at Bernie's saved my life.
Jonsy, you have to have seen it.
Oh my god, no, I haven't. Of course not. You've seen Nightmare on Elm Street. It's the best.
That movie scared the out of me when I was a
You know,
kid.
did it scare the out of you? I have not seen that one, and I will be praying for all of your souls.
It's your Rumspringa, Lena.
Haven't seen it.
It's showtime!
Hey, everybody. Welcome to your favorite podcast of mine, Rumspringa.
Yay!
Filmspringa!
You're like a
Filmspringa.
PPI.
I
Did
said
you
the
say
name wrong.
Rumspringa?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Because I've been drinking rum. Filmspringa, the podcast about all your favorite movies that your sheltered friend has never seen. I am Brynne. I am one of the hosts. I'm here with...
Tony, I'm the other host, one of the other hosts.
And I'm Jonsy, the sheltered friend.
Yes.
We love her. We make fun of her. But yeah, we're here on Filmspringa taking Lena on a journey to the beloved, movies of Tony and I's past and just like seeing how she digs it. Tony, what movie did we do tonight?
So, since it is a holiday season, it is the time for Christmas and all that good stuff. We picked a classic this week, a classic Christmas movie that'll either bring cheer or anxiety to you. You take your pick. But it is the 1998 third installment of the National Lampoons. It's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Did this
Yay.
movie come out in 1998?
No, I think it was 89.
89, sorry. Did I say
I
98?
didn't mean to call you out. I didn't mean to call you out like
Did
that.
I say 98?
Oof, we are off to a rough start.
My dyslexia.
Hopefully people just
get
understand
things-
us anyway.
Get things
We-
mixed
Get on our
up.
wavelength.
I'm not getting the name of our podcast right or
The year of the movie.
Yes, the beloved Christmas classic, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, starring Chevy Chase.
And Beverly D'Angelo. Oh,
Love
there was a lot of people in this film that I forgot were in this film.
Most of the people I think I forgot
Yeah.
were in this film. Tony, tell us a little bit what this movie's about.
So, for anybody who hasn't watched this movie, the movie takes place in 89 and it follows the Griswolds, who, if you're familiar with the vacation movies, they did Vacation, then it was European Vacation right after that?
Vacation,
And
yes,
then
the third.
Christmas Vacation. And the movie centers around Clark Griswold and his family. And on the other vacation movies, they're never at home. But this time, it all takes place at the homestead. And Clark Griswold wants the perfect Christmas. Like, he wants all the family there and everything to go A-okay. But of course, nothing does, and hilarity ensues, and that's pretty much the gist of the movie.
That is the gist of it. Yeah.
Should we watch the trailer and get everybody
Yes.
in
Yes.
excited?
Let's watch the trailer.
Let's watch the
please.
trailer.
Yeah.
'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la.
After vacationing across America and throughout Europe,
Take it, Russ.
this holiday season,
Fa la 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 la.
the Griswolds are going to play it safe.
Clark, we're stuck under a truck.
Oops. They're staying at home.
I give you the Griswold family Christmas tree.
Hope you're not getting sap all over your sweater, Clark.
All Clark wants is a quiet, old-fashioned Christmas.
Sorry. Got a little knot here. You can work on that.
What he's going to get is the gift that keeps on living.
Merry Christmas.
His family.
We didn't come to impose.
Oh, hell, there's plenty of room.
Do you sleep with your brother? Do you know how sick and twisted that is, Mom?
Well, I'm sleeping with your father.
Have you got a kiss for me?
You better take a rain check on that, Art. He's got lip fungus they ain't identified yet.
But no holiday could ever be more deeply touching.
We were gonna call, but Eddie wanted to make it a surprise.
If I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn to the carpet, I wouldn't be more surprised than I am right now.
We're really gonna fly down the hill with this stuff.
So genuinely moving.
Can I refill your eggnog for you? Drive you out to the middle of nowhere, leave you for dead?
more truly uplifting,
Can I show you something?
I was just browsing.
or more down to earth
Merry Christmas!
If Santa is smart, he'll stay well clear of this joint. It's a death trap.
than Christmas with the Griswolds.
Everybody come out quick, look at the lights!
They want you to say grace.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
This year, let Chevy Chase light up your holidays. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
That thing had 9 lives. She just spent them all.
You woo, crack up.
Hilarious.
Yes, and the trailer literally shows all of the
The
great parts
whole
of the movie.
It's like all the best highlight reels.
That's why I was like, let's just watch the whole thing because it'll have all of the clips I would have pulled for it.
Yeah, exactly. Got all the best parts.
Oh man.
I forgot how heavy the physical comedy was.
Yeah, how slapsticky it was.
Yes.
I forgot about how over the top everything was this time around when I watched it.
And I am normally not one that like relies too much on physical comedy for stuff, but I found it delightful.
I did too.
Chevy Chase with the boards.
Oh
He's
yeah.
an attic.
Did you watch the first 2 Lampoon's Vacations?
I have seen them, but this was the first vacation movie that I watched.
Oh, okay. So the National Lampoons was a magazine, and then they had the short stories, right? The original movie that kicked off the whole National Lampoons was Animal House. Did you know that?
It was Animal House, yep.
Yeah, in 78.
I've seen that one.
Did you really?
You've seen Animal
House is the one you got away with?
My dad let me watch that one when I was an older teenager.
Oh.
What? We have to get into that.
Yeah, I'm really
For
curious.
those of you just joining us, the whole podcast is about how Lena was not even allowed to watch the most benign of movies, and now you're laying this on us.
I know.
We're gonna the Animal House.
We're gonna have to circle back and get the full story.
Circle back on that one
for sure.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Yeah, this movie was based on, as Tony said, a John Hughes short story for National Lampoons, and he hated all of the Christmas or all of the vacation sequels.
Yeah.
So he did the original, and he said he only ever did any of the sequels because they were begging him to do it. And he said that the Christmas one was okay because he already had a story for it, but he hated all the other ones. And he said that they were just vehicles for Chevy Chase to run around and do his thing.
Which
and,
in this one, it is like classic Chevy Chase. Like it really is. It really, really is.
It's just Chevy Chase being Chevy Chase. Like there's barely anyone else in this film.
I love that because I have watched Vacation and European Vacation when I was younger and stuff. I do like, or I found it interesting that the kids are recast like in almost every movie. It's never the same kids.
Yeah. And then
but Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo stay the same.
Yeah. And in this one, miraculously in Christmas, so it's always Rusty's always the older kid. And then in this one, all of a sudden, Rusty's younger.
Yeah.
Than Audrey. And you're just like, we're just like, okay, this is happening now.
And wasn't it Johnny Galecki from A Big Bang Theory and Roseanne? Yeah.
So in 1989, there were only 2 Christmas movies released in 1989. This movie and Prancer. Johnny Galecki was in both of them.
I remember Prancer. I used to love Prancer, especially when they would feed the magic hay to the reindeers. Do you remember that spot? I remember.
Yes. Lena, have you seen that movie?
I have seen that movie.
Oh,
and
yay.
It's a first. We should ring a bell.
I also remember that movie coming.
That was the saddest bell. Did you guys hear that? Wait, I'm going to try this again. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that is, it just went boom.
So little kid Lena looked exactly like that girl on Prancer.
Sure,
So
I believe it. I believe it.
All while that movie was out, people were like, "You look so much like the girl on Prancer," and I'm just like,
so funny.
Now I want to go watch Prancer because it's been a good long time since I've seen that film.
I know. We should
Who
do that
played
for a
Santa
bonus
Claus?
episode. One we've all watched.
Do you remember who played
remember.
Santa
I'm
Claus?
game.
I'm
don't
curious. I
remember.
gotta
No
look that
idea.
up. But back to Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Did you? So one of the things that I found interesting with this film when I was doing the research on it, because I never did like any of the backstory or behind the scenes of this film ever, was that the rant that Chevy Chase's character goes on towards his boss at the end, most of it was improvised, and all of the actors off screen that he's facing
Had cue cards.
yes, of different adjectives, and that's all he
Yes.
based it off of. I thought that was really cool.
Because I mean, like that part is like the pinnacle
Oh,
part, and I wrote down like some of the parts that were like the best known from. Like I remember thinking, well, okay, let's go, Tony. How old were you when you first saw this movie?
oh gosh. Okay, so this film. Let's see, where do I start? So I grew up Jehovah's Witness. We didn't have Christmas. The first time I experienced an actual Christmas was probably when I was 20 or 21.
Wild.
So I didn't watch this film till probably in my mid 20s. And I remember watching it because I had watched the vacation films before. And this was like, oh, the last one of the Chevy Chase type of vacation films. And I remember really, really thinking, Vacation and European Vacation were hilariously dumb and just stupid
Yes.
and highly entertaining. So going into this, I thought so. But I remember the first time I watched it when I was in my 20s, I kind of got angry and a little depressed and just really kind of like, wow, I cannot relate to any of this because I never grew up with Christmas.
Oh,
I don't know.
man.
I never experienced going out and getting a Christmas tree, presents, the family getting together on Christmas, the lights, none of it. None of it.
So you had like such a different experience
Yeah.
and reaction with this movie than like the intention was, which was
Oh.
like to make people feel warm and funny.
No, I
and-
didn't have that. It just made me go, wow, I was deprived for 20 years of no Christmas. I will never have like memories of my first Christmases as a kid with my siblings. We didn't have any of that. So for me, so I had watched it originally in my 20s and I thought it was really funny, but it did bring back a lot of it brought up a lot of those feelings of being angry at, I hate saying it, being angry at my mom for raising us Jehovah's Witness and having us miss out on all of this as kids, and Christmas as a kid.
No.
So when I rewatched it now, because it had been a good, God, I think the last time I watched this film was probably a good 16 years ago. So when I rewatched it, now that Christmas, as Jonsy knows, is like one of my favorite holidays. I go all out. I love it. I make it a big deal because I never really had it as a kid. So I always feel like I have to make up time. So watching it this time, I enjoyed it for like knowing what Christmas is, but it triggered. I was like, God damn it. God damn it. Yeah. Yeah. And then I remember I spoke to my mom like today about it. I'm like, you realize you stole Christmas from us.
Oh my God, Jonsy, did you say that to
Yeah,
her?
I did. Yeah.
What did she
I can't
say?
imagine
She
that's
said
the
you
first
realize
time you've had
you
that
ruined my
conversation.
body. So there you go.
Perfect mom response.
Exactly.
She's like, it's an even trade.
She said you took 18 years of my life, so we're even. So I said, all right, there you go.
Hilarious.
But that's what it brought up for me this time around. And I had spoke to Jonsy about this, and I was like, the movie was triggering. So I'll be interesting to see later in this episode Jonsy's take on it, because she also grew up very religious like I did. So I'm sure your experience, Jonsy, was completely different than what I had growing up with Christmas.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, but all in all, I when I watched the movie this time around, I really did try to take that aspect out of it and really just watch the film. And I enjoy it. I think it's hilarious. It does cause the same effect as Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where everything goes wrong and it's just, oh, your anxiety goes up. But it wasn't that bad in this one. Like, I was like, okay, it's funny. It's funny.
yeah, I got a lot of anxiety around the Christmas bonus stuff. Like
Yeah.
now watching it as an adult,
Yeah.
because that didn't even register with me when I saw it when I was younger. I was like, whatever, okay, so you can't have and now I'm like, oh my God, if you didn't get your Christmas bonus, you didn't have the money. I was like sweating. I was like, oh my God, you can't do that to people.
Yeah, totally. I totally 100% get that. And the whole family aspect of because that's how now when I do the holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas with the whole family back in Arizona, it's like that. It's just like so much drama, everything going on. Everybody's in everybody's business. Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Is your mom still a Jehovah's Witness?
She's the only one.
Okay.
All of the kids, we all left it when we were like 18, 19.
So she will not come celebrate with you?
To your...
No, are you kidding me? No way.
Wow. Okay.
No.
Did you ever get presents for anything? Like, congratulations on a good report card. Here's some presents.
Yeah, like random presents randomly for reasons you normally don't get presents.
Right. But it was probably
here's a present for giving.
Guilt.
Yeah, here's a present for giving your first talk at the meetings. Yeah.
Oh,
that type of thing. And I'm like,
oh my.
To like encourage you in your faith.
Yeah, and it usually was something related to the religion that was our gift. So
it's a Bible.
Yeah.
Study it. Take notes.
Study it. Take notes. Yeah.
That seems more blasphemous than actually celebrating Christ's birth and resurrection.
Well, see, Jehovah's Witnesses, it wasn't Christ's birth. It had, that's why we didn't celebrate it, because it had nothing to do with Christ's birth, according to Jehovah's Witness religion. So, but yeah, that was my take on it when I first saw it, and now. So thank you, Brynne, for picking this film and really triggering me and
I was like, this
causing me to drink more. Thank you very much.
Fine. Holy moly.
I bet you weren't expecting that.
I was not. I was like, what are we even going to talk about?
I know.
It's great and nothing's wrong with it.
Yeah, it is hilarious. But there was a lot of, like, I totally forgot Juliette Lewis was in it. And what's her name from Veep? Dreyfus. Juliette Dreyfus.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus playing the yuppie of our dreams.
Yes, and I just remembered something. Remember last week we did 6 Degrees and we could not figure it out at all? And it was between Audrey Hepburn from Breakfast Club and Chevy Chase.
From Breakfast Club?
For our audience, we had given you the assignment to see if you can figure it out. I had texted the girls, like, what was it, like, a week, like, days later, going, I figured it out.
Got it.
Yeah, I got it. So it was, okay, this is how I came.
Yeah, do it.
The name drop, getting the 6 Degrees.
Did anybody write into us about it?
I don't know. I don't think
we
so.
didn't get anything on Instagram.
No, I don't think. No,
or an email.
Yeah,
follow us on Instagram, guys. Let us know.
Yeah. So I did. Audrey Hepburn was in Always with Dreyfus, the other Dreyfus.
Richard
Dreyfus, right?
Yeah.
Richard Dreyfus was in Down and Out in Beverly Hills with Bette Midler, who I adore and love who was in First Wives Club with Goldie Hawn. Goldie Hawn was in, oh shit, I just lost it. Goldie Hawn was in Lucky Strike. Was it Lucky Strike with Chevy Chase?
Oh,
God,
yeah.
now I have to Google the name.
Yeah, you have to like look it up. Yeah.
I had it. See, this is what happens when you get old children. Your brain goes. It's like the first thing that goes.
Biloba,
Shut your mouth. Foul play. I was way off.
Foul play.
Foul play was they were in together. That's how I got it. Right?
Yeah,
so,
that's really good. I didn't get it.
Okay, Brynne, your turn. Your turn with this film. First time you watched it, and then watching it again now. Give us your history with this film.
So the first time I watched it, I was in middle school. And I was like, this is the peak of comedy. It is
a funny film.
How can you get any better? For weeks and weeks after, every time I walked outside, I'd be like, ooh, it's a wee bit nipply out here. I thought that was the funniest thing in the whole world. My siblings and I would always just randomly walk up to each other and go, why is the carpet all wet, Todd? And we just thought it was like so funny.
Oh my
God. When he's like, where are you going to stick that tree? And he's like, bend over and I'll show you.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is art. on its highest level. This is intellectual comedy, and this is one of the reasons that I got into stand up. Like, I know that Chevy Chase is a complete dickhead in real life, but his comedy to me is
he goes for it. He broke a pinky in this film when he
yes,
beat up the Santa.
The Santa.
He broke his pinky, but still, instead of stopping, he was like, "I'll just kick it to death and tackle it," and they kept it in the film. The whole scene.
Yes. And I just he commits, and he has that approachable good lookingness.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase now, I don't know. He looks like he got stung by a bunch of bees, had an allergic reaction. I don't know.
It does seem like the perfect middle school
teacher
watching film.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, that is the perfect
sweaters.
age group.
And all of the feelings, all of the over the topness and the house and the family visiting. And that's my Christmases were chaotic, and there was family, and we had to sleep in other bedrooms, and it was matching sweaters that your grandma made you wear. And so all of that was I felt so nostalgic. And then rewatching it now, I was like, oh man, I wish I had appreciated more.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And then it made me want to have I was like, it's COVID times, but I got to do something. I got to make a 12-course meal and deck this house out, because and they have the Wally World mugs that they drink the eggnog out of. And
yeah. I like the throwback that I forgot that they did in this film, where Russ, the kid, says, "See, we should have gone to Hawaii, because in the first vacation, Clark, the dad, says, 'Where would you want to spend Christmas?' He says, 'Hawaii,' and then they do a throwback in this film to it, which I totally forgot about."
And I just and even now watching it, because Chevy Chase is obviously a dick in this movie and selfish, but he just wants his family to be happy and have a good Christmas and all of that stuff. So just rewatching it, and I did watch this movie on a date.
You did a date last night or this week? When was it? How was the date? Was he hot?
It was good.
Did you get to first base, second base, third base? What happened?
It's COVID times, we're distance,
Okay,
but
good.
it was such a good date movie. We drink eggnog, and I was like, this is a perfect date movie. It's funny, and then it's a little sexual. There's a little bit of horniness. That
what was the horniness meter?
The horniness meter is it's up there, but it's funny horny, because there's no boning.
Funny
but
horny's really good.
Yeah, but there's the girl when she lifts up her
she goes, "See, no panty line."
Yeah, he's like, "I can't see the line. What about you, Russ?" And he's like, "No lines at all." And I was like, "Oh, this is."
And then his face, Chevy Chase does the what's it called, the take where he's like, "Darn."
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
Yeah,
it's so 80s.
so late 80s, and yeah, but it was good. The horniness levels weren't too much to watch on a date, because something that's uber horny you want to watch on your own.
Yeah,
I mean, you
don't want too much pressure.
Yeah, not this is a first date.
I love the line they even say in the trailer where Juliette Lewis says, "Would you sleep with your brother?" And she goes, "Well, I sleep with your dad."
Yes,
I love that line. It has always made me crack up. But then I thought it, and then when I was watching it, I remembered that Juliette Lewis and John, what's his last name? Galecki. They played brother and sister in this, but in Roseanne, I think, or is it the new one, Connors? They play lovers. In the Connors,
she's the new Connors?
I think, if I remember right.
That's hilarious.
They play lovers now.
Absolutely love that.
Is that crazy?
Sally Field playing Tom Hanks' love interest, and then a couple years later playing his mom.
His mom. Speaking of Sally Fields, do you remember the movie Not Without My Daughter?
Anybody? I think about this movie all the time.
Have you seen it, Jonsy?
Yes.
Oh my God, I used to love that movie.
This dude is raping her, and she's just like, "Just be quiet, so my daughter doesn't wake up and see us."
I used to do that to Manny.
I think about this all the time.
My brother, I used to turn to him and go, "Not without our daughter." Just randomly, when we were in a pickle or something would happen where we were like, I don't know, it'd just be like, it always would happen when because for the audience, I have a twin brother, and he used to live here in San Diego, and we were both gay and we're both out, and Manny was a big ho back in the day, not so much anymore, not at all actually anymore, but it would always be these things where some guy would come up and they would be like, "Hey, you never call me back," or blah blah blah, "You're a dickhead," and I'd be like, "It wasn't me." it was my brother. And then and then that would cue, like, I would look at Maddie and go, not without my daughter. Not without my daughter. I was like, it was so
This is
stupid.
hilarious.
But yeah.
I love it.
I love that movie.
That
It's so
we
sad.
should-
It's so sad that I'm like, oh, not without my daughter. Great film.
Oh, no,
It's
yeah,
so
I think about this
depressing.
movie.
It's so
Yeah,
depressing.
Tony, if you only knew how often I think about this movie.
Do
It's
you
all the
really?
time.
How? Because you have a daughter. I
I
understand.
have a daughter and that scene. And
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's very
Yeah.
depressing. We should never do it on the podcast.
I would be curious to see
So add it to the
Jonsy's.
list.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you could
Add
see
it
my
to the
face
list.
right now, podcast listeners.
I
You guys
know.
let us know if you think we should
Yeah,
do this
you
movie.
guys let
I
us
think
know
it's-
if we should do
I
Not
think
Without
it's
My Daughter.
bad and depressing.
I've never heard of this, so I can't speak
Really?
to it.
Yeah. We should talk about this movie that we're doing tonight. and
Yeah,
then
we
maybe
should
we'll
go back to
discuss this.
Let's stay in the Christmas
Yeah,
spirit.
there you go.
instead
Christmas
of
spirit.
Rape
This
scenes.
is Christmassy to me and did not all evoke any sort of those emotions.
Yeah.
Just like good, happy, fun emotions.
Well, the
That's
movie
good.
host the beginning of the movie even starts out while they're in the car, the Griswold car, which is in all the other movies, right?
Yep.
And they're going to get a Christmas tree, and it just starts off anxiety ridden because they get. Oh, did you know the car behind that chased them in that scene, the pickup truck? It was in another really famous film, and I had it written down. Now I got to look it up, but.
Looks like
It-
the truck from Jeepers Creepers.
No, it was in. Jeepers Creepers. Oh, it was Kurt Russell's truck in Overboard.
An Overboard.
Yes.
A very problematic movie.
Very
Haven't seen
problematic. Did you ever see
We
the
should do
remake?
Overboard though. It's
We should.
problematic, but I love it.
I love Goldie Hawn in that film.
And Kurt Russell, like,
Problematic film.
Problematic film.
It's very problematic.
Yeah.
But hilarious.
But the film starts out anxiety written for the audience who doesn't know, and then it just everything Clark
Ratchets up.
Griswold does in the film, it just never goes right. Never goes
Yeah.
right.
He just wants to have a good Christmas.
Yeah. And
For
then
his
there
family.
was actually a little tidbit about this film that I didn't even know until Jonsy brought it up to me earlier today.
What?
Let Brynne know.
You guys have a separate
So
text thread
I
with-
blew his mind and reminded him, I thought, that, hey, isn't it always shocking that Dennis Quaid and Randy Quaid are brothers?
Yes.
I didn't put two and
Yes.
two together until today. I was like, literally like, you're fucking kidding me, right?
You didn't know that,
You're-
Tony? Tony's face.
I know. I was like so shocked. And I literally, because me and Jonesy were talking on the phone earlier, and I was just like, I had to take a break. I was like, I can't believe this. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
It
they are
does
brothers.
seem shocking that they
Yeah.
were raised together.
And no, we don't have a set. Well, no, I text Jonesy
You
just
have a separate
randomly.
text message thread about the podcast without me? Okay, whatever. Fine.
No, we were on the phone earlier, and I was asking her about it.
Oh.
And she goes, "Yeah, did you know?" I was like, "No," blew my mind.
Yeah,
They don't
are.
even look alike. Or
They don't
even
look anything alike, I don't think.
So they don't look alike until you see Dennis Quaid's son in The Boys, and randomly he looks
Jack
like his
Quaid.
dad, and randomly he looks like Randy Quaid.
Wait, The Boys TV show?
Mm-hmm.
On Amazon.
Wait, who is he in The Boys?
He's the main guy who started the film with the girlfriend dead and the hands. He's the
That's his son?
yeah.
I
that's
did
his and
not
Meg
know
Ryan's
that.
son. Him and Meg Ryan. That's their
Meg
son.
Ryan
Yeah,
and
Meg
Dennis
Ryan.
Quaid.
Yeah.
Correct. No, Randy. No.
Don't do that to me. You're gonna mess me up.
I feel like
I
it's
didn't
my
know
job
that.
to host today, and I'm really letting this get away from us.
I know. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Don't do this to me, guys.
Well, we had a lot to say on
Yeah,
this
we
one.
did.
And
Producer
we
Rob's
haven't
never gonna
even
put me in
gotten to
charge
my
again.
viewpoint.
I know. Rob's over here. Producer Rob's like, "Oh, Jesus fucking Christ!"
Rob's like,
this show."
Brandon's never in charge again.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Oh, should we do a 6 degrees for this movie since we failed so abysmally the last time?
Yes, let's do. What is this segment called? Do you remember? Do you
It is
remember?
called Name Drop.
Let's start. Dolly Parton. Rachel Maddow. I spend an hour with her every single day.
I once played a drinking game with
Celine Dion, Liza Minnelli. Cher. Laura Dern. I don't know her.
Who would you say is the most famous person in your phone?
my good friend Ben Affleck and his crippling addiction to back tattoos.
I have the best Lady Gaga story of all time.
Hate him, loathe her, over them, cancel it, tell me everything.
Yeah.
Name Drop. It's our name drop segment.
Who are we gonna pick?
Who are we gonna pick?
Yeah. for this?
Okay, someone from this movie, I think because we forgot that she was in this movie and it would have been easier last time, we should do Juliette Lewis.
Oh yeah.
She's still out and about.
Yeah, she's still doing stuff. Did you ever listen to her band, the
Yes.
Licks? Was it the Licks
Yes,
or
it's the Licks.
the
Yeah.
Licks? Oh God, I used to love them.
Yeah. And all her little outfits. And
Yeah.
then she does that. She has that video. It's like what is it, TikTok or something? She's listening to Britney Spears and just going ape shit.
Yeah.
She's like, Britney Spears, the devil is taking over. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Juliette Lewis, and then who else from our next film, Brynne?
Oh yes, from our next film, I feel like it has to be Alan Arkin.
Yes, the late great Alan Arkin. Oh, so good.
To memorialize him
Yeah.
and remember him and love him.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how what we'll do. 6 degrees
Okay.
between those. I
So
don't
if you're listening, if you're watching or listening, Juliette Lewis to Alan Arkin, and we'll try at the end of the show, and then we'll see if we can do it. And then if you
try.
can think of it,
Feel
let
like
us
I'm
know.
Already coming up with some stuff. Maybe.
You are?
No.
I don't know.
Now let's talk about the real Filmspringa of
the
this
Filmspringa podcast.
titular,
Yeah.
which is our friend Jonsy.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Let's pick your brain a little bit about what you're, what did you think about this movie? Past and present, Lena.
Yeah.
Well, so I feel like I kind of already saw this movie because I've seen so many different scenes from it already. So it's nice to actually see it from beginning to end and have it be a story instead of just random clips I've seen. So that was nice to finally see it all together. I definitely understand why I wasn't allowed to watch it. Lots of swearing. Children swearing is always fun, but always a no-no.
So funny.
Which it was also fun. I hit them up and was like, should I watch this on the AMC app? And they're like, are there curse words? If not, find it elsewhere.
You're missing the movie if you're not getting the cussing.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
It's an integral part.
And it was worth the $3.99 on YouTube. So if
Okay,
you're
good.
watching this on YouTube and wondering where can I watch it, ta-da!
There you go.
But yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. It was a standard Chevy Chase flick. But it did make me nostalgia of Christmas as well, because I come from a large family. And so we had a lot of that kind of, like Brynne mentioned and like Tony says he has now, where it's just the chaos of family and not all family members getting along at all times and things going wrong because inevitably it's going to with that many people. Like we always played games on the holidays in my family, and that always meant someone, a cousin, an aunt, or someone got into a fight over things like Chicken Foot or Family Feud, the disc game, or Phase 10. Like
Phase 10.
Phase 10, Chicken Foot. What are these?
I don't know these games. What is this? This
These are
Christian-y
games.
games you're playing?
Are they Christian games?
Are they Christian games?
No, Chicken Foot you play with dominoes.
What is Chicken Foot?
Is that a Southern thing?
Maybe. I don't know. Listeners,
Is there real
let me
chicken
know.
foot feet involved?
That is what I
or-
thought. I thought you were
Yeah, so
talking about a
you-
dish that you made.
No.
They're chowing down on
we-
chicken feet.
Like, I get the last chicken foot. No, I get the last chicken foot.
We are not that kind of Southern.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Texas Southern, but not that kind of. I
Not
think
judging.
that's Louisiana, Alabama, Arkansas.
What was the other game? Chicken foot and what?
Phase 10.
What is
That's a
Phase-
card game that I think is comparable to Gin Rummy. But you play
Okay.
with Uno cards or like a deck that's like Uno cards, and
Okay.
you can play with a lot of people, which in a large family, you need games that you can play with like 6, 8, whatever. So those were the games that we played.
Okay.
You are in screen.
I've already.
Sorry.
There's a ghost. There's a ghost.
the ghost of Christmas past.
Ghost of Christmas
The hubs
past.
may be finally home.
I've
He makes
already
an
got.
appearance
I've
on the
already
show.
got the 6 degrees.
You did?
Okay, let's hear it.
Wait, I have questions for
keep
Jonesy
going.
on this film.
Yeah, keep going.
So this was the first time you've ever seen it in its whole. What was your
Correct.
gut reaction to it? Because when I was watching it, I was like, oh, Jonesy's gonna have the same reaction as Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, where it's like, because everything's going wrong. So did you have that feeling, or was it completely different with this film?
I did have that feeling, and I also couldn't appreciate the slapstick because it's a little over the top. It's great for middle schoolers, but the walking into the planks repeatedly, I rolling my eyes out.
I did not care that I was on a date. I laughed.
And when he oils up his sled, and it's just like, it's so stupid but funny.
I do think this is a film that if I had gotten to watch it when I was younger, I would appreciate it a lot more now and definitely laugh at those moments.
I mean, come on, the squirrel in a tree. Come on,
Oh,
that's
Well, the
hilarious.
squirrel chasing the family all
Yeah.
around the house.
Yes.
That was what was even more hilarious to me.
And I was going to tell you guys that I have an irrational fear of squirrels. And
Did
I
this
think
trigger
it's from
you?
this movie.
Uh-huh.
I think it's from this movie.
It probably is.
Why
You watched it in
would
middle
it be squirrels?
school.
Who
Makes
cares?
sense.
And then I was like, is this it? Because I got very nervous at that point, and I was like, oh shit, this is the squirrel scene. And then I got all weird, and then I was like, I think this movie made me afraid of squirrels.
This one did. There's so many things in this film that I love. Like, there's a little throwbacks to different Hollywood stuff, like when Chevy Chase is in the attic and he's watching the home films, and and they pan to him and he's wearing the headpiece, just like Sunset Boulevard, just like Gloria
With the
Swanson.
gloves, and he's just
I thought it was hilarious.
with
It's
a
so
tear
dumb.
down his
yes.
And
But
then-
all in all, Jonesy, did you like the film like right off the bat, or did it take you a bit?
It did cause some anxiety, and I don't know if it's my favorite. Like I said, the slapstick was a bit too much. Am I glad I finally saw it all together? I have a feeling this is one of the best family vacation ones.
Yeah.
So I'll take that. I haven't seen the rest. I feel like if you've seen Chevy Chase, you've seen him in
All of them.
everything.
fuck you, but go ahead.
How do you really feel, Brynne?
So I mean, I enjoyed it because it was a part of Christmas. Here's what I would say. If you're flipping channels, although who has cable anymore, but if you're flipping channels and this is on,
Give it
put
a
this
watch.
on. Leave it on. Yeah.
Leave it on. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave it on.
But-
Don't actively change the channel. Is Lena's ringing
But this
endorsement.
film also has so much pop culture. Like now, there's so many pop culture references to. I mean,
so
people
much.
dress up as the Griswolds for
their
Halloween,
Christmas
for
for their Christmas cards. People
Yeah.
do this.
My brother-in-law dressed up like Chevy Chase in the Christmas movie for a couple Christmases ago. He did the hat, everything.
That's
Like,
so funny.
yeah.
I love
And
it.
there's
I
just so
didn't
much.
know
pop
that
culture.
this is where it's a wee bit nippy out here came
Wee bit
from. So
nippy.
that
Yeah.
was but a lot of the things I felt like you see different clips from this movie so much that I knew what all these things
Yeah.
were from before I ever saw the film. So that's why I don't know if it's a film that you need to sit down and
Yeah.
watch.
It's fun. Aunt Bethany
Oh,
wraps the cat up
I know the cat, and then her Jello mold with the cat
With the
food in
cat-
it.
with the cat food.
You know, that was the actress. I forget her name, but this was the last film she did before she passed away. And
one
she
of
was
the
she was the
Betty
original.
Boop.
Yeah, the original voice of Betty Boop. One of them. Yeah.
was Betty Boop, and you can hear it.
Oh, for sure. For
So like
sure.
that cast, the cast of like the parents and the Aunt Bethany and the uncle are so good.
Yeah.
Like
I did enjoy the supporting characters, I think, a lot more. I also liked the big group scenes to watch what other people
chaos.
were doing that weren't necessarily Chevy Chase, because
Yeah.
they were not letting him steal anything. They were
No.
fully all participating. Like the scene where the cops come at the end and they're like, freeze, and the whole family freezes, and
And she grabs his
that was
crotch.
Improv.
And then also like reaches to shake her hand up, but then puts it back.
But yeah, that whole scene with the SWAT team comes in. Beverly D'Angelo, for one of the takes, only one take, when they come in and they say freeze, she grabs Chevy Chase's crotch, and she only did it one time, and that was the clip that made it into the film.
Yeah, she improvised it.
It was great. I loved it.
So what would Mama and Papa Jonsy think about this film?
So I think that Papa Jonsy was actually a Chevy Chase fan.
Wait, we got to revisit this because we were gonna. Didn't we talk about this earlier in the show where you saw this or were exposed?
Animal House.
Animal House.
I did watch Animal House.
Okay, finish this
teenager.
and then let's go to Animal House
Not
topic.
understand.
Yeah.
Producer Rob has told us not to gang up on you, but I cannot help it. I have to figure out.
Okay, so what did Mommy and Daddy Jonesy think of this, or what they have thought of this?
So I don't think that I think the swearing was a big part of it, and how much he swears, and then I do think the overt sexuality in some parts that always made my parents uncomfortable. Like the whole scene with the shop girl would have been a big no.
And the pool, the pool scene.
Yes,
the pool scene. I was like, yes, this is the horniness level I like.
Well, and then when the little girl was creeping up on him, I'm like, oh no.
That made me uncomfortable.
Oh, no.
As an adult watching it.
Like this
I don't like. I thought I don't like this.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, no, thank you, ma'am.
But I also thought I didn't like this in the shop girl scene because I'm like, okay, grown man, know how to act around a pretty girl who's not even that stunning. She's all right.
Okay. This random actress doesn't need to get burned by us.
I didn't say she's beautiful, but it wasn't like a,
I just didn't know
eyes pop out and the tongue unravels.
I didn't know how she was playing. I was like, pick a way to play this scene. You know what I'm saying? Because at first she seemed grossed out, but then she was like smiling and into it. And I was like, pick a lane, lady. Like, how are you playing the scene? Is he gross or are you into it?
Maybe
some of
it
the
started
cheap
out gross.
humor shots don't play well anymore. Like some of the things that I think would have been funny in 1989, 1992, 93, 94 now are like,
oh yeah, people would have been cancel culture would have canceled it like in a heartbeat.
That stuff.
So
okay, next question. Animal House. Let's get back to this.
Yeah, let's
How
talk
did
about
you
your
get
parents letting you watch Animal House.
Yeah.
So I got really
we talked an hour about how mermaids was inappropriate.
Yeah, but yet you saw Animal House.
So I got really big into Gilda Radner in high school, and then from that got really big into the original cast of SNL, and then from that, individual people's careers and whatnot. So during that point in my adolescence, my dad got real excited because he was really big into the Blues Brothers and Dan Aykroyd and Jim Belushi and all those movies that had stemmed off. And so he was like, well, let me show you something. And he just kind of colored it in a don't tell your mom.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
And then two, well, this is how college and fraternities and sororities are, but that's not, my dad went to a Bible college. So it was like, that's not our world. That's not the colleges we are a part of. You don't join fraternities or sororities.
Yeah.
But so all this debauchery is just a part of college.
But watch this
life.
hilarity.
Right.
What did you think when you first watched Animal House? I know we're so off topic from this movie. But hey, it's all part of the National Lampoon's franchise, so we're kind of close, you guys.
I thought it was really gross. I really couldn't appreciate some of the jokes made at the women's and the sororities' expense. Some of that humor was really, really off-putting, especially as a young budding feminist who was already kind of pissed off that there were certain limitations that I seemed to have being female that others didn't have if they were male. So that kind of humor rubbed me a little bit the wrong way, but it was okay. I didn't think it was
Wow.
one that my
Can you
dad
get
should
any
have
more
been like, I
excited?
can't wait to show you.
Wow. I mean, we could talk for a whole. That'll be a bonus episode
Yeah,
of the
the Animal House.
of Lena's dad.
I know.
He also
Are you
showed
okay
me
there,
Revenge
Brynne?
of the Nerds.
If you're watching
Yeah,
this,
you dying?
I almost
What
just
happened?
died from water.
I
I'm
hate when
okay.
that happens.
Water
Okay.
and the shock of hearing how this played out.
Yeah.
Your
He
insults
also showed me
Chevy
Revenge
Chase
of
will
the
not
Nerds.
stand.
I loved Revenge of the Nerds. Did you ever? Not Porky's. You probably never watched.
There's like
Porky's.
a full-on rape scene in Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
Correct. I did not like that.
Should we do? I figured out 6 degrees. Would you guys?
You
like to-
did?
Yes.
Let's do
Yes.
it.
Okay. So so Juliette Lewis was in Old School with Will Ferrell.
Oh, I
Will
forgot
Ferrell
about
was
that
in
movie.
Stranger Than Fiction with Emma Thompson. Emma Thompson was in Love Actually with Alan, and we said Alan Arkin. It's Alan
Rickman. Sorry, Alec
Alan Arkin's
Rickman.
a different actor. I said Alan Arkin. Alan Rickman.
Wait, who's Alan Arkin then? I'm like,
Alan Arkin is from Slums of Beverly Hills. He's like the older bald man. I'll show you a picture. Oh no, that's
yeah.
not even right. I don't even think that's right either. Let's keep going.
Wow,
Alan Rickman.
Brynne.
We got to Alan Rickman. We'll figure it out later.
Okay.
Okay, so Alan Rickman.
But that's correct. Alan Rickman in Love Actually to Emma Thompson to Will Ferrell in Stranger Than Fiction, Will Ferrell to Juliette Lewis in Old School.
Oh, look at you. Look at you
me.
doing it once again this week.
Another-
The studio audience is going crazy for you. Shut up, people. Thank you.
Another very important part of this podcast is what would we pair?
Oh.
Do we have a?
Yes, it's time for Grace. Get me a stinger.
Yeah.
Dry martini.
Oui, monsieur.
Wait. 3 measures of Gordon's, 1 of vodka, half a measure of quinoa lily. Shake it over rice and then add a thin slice of lemon peel.
It's drink. I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another.
Grace, give me a stinger.
Love that shit.
Give me a stinger.
Alan
Arkin, I was right. Alan Arkin is from Slums of Beverly Hills.
Okay, that's what I was just looking up because it's gonna bug me.
Yeah.
Oh, producer Rob showing us.
Older bald
Yes,
man. Thank you,
yes.
producer Rob. Yes, that is. I was right. And
Because
then I
they
thought it
both look so much alike. So much alike.
All that is from MASH. No.
I hope Alan Arkin's still alive.
I know.
What would we?
Hold on. Jonsy, before we move on to pairing, have you seen Slums of Beverly Hills with Natasha Lyonne? I'll take that as a no.
Yeah.
That's a
Beautiful.
great
We
film.
have to do it.
We have
So
to do
good.
it. We have to do it. Okay, pairing. Brynne, what would you pair this with?
Okay, so I would pair it with some eggnog and some turkey jerky.
Turkey jerky because of the dry turkey scene.
The turkey's so dry.
Oh God, that is like I think
When it
now when we
shrivels
do.
up.
Why I never cook a turkey is probably because of this film. Because I get so paranoid and scared that it's gonna end up like the turkey and Christmas
I don't
Vacation.
think
That's
that
a-
can ever even happen that a turkey could just gas out like that. But
so stupid.
What
They
about
still,
you?
know, that's okay. One of the things that bothered me in this film is that scene because of all the chewing sounds and
Oh,
the
I know.
Oh God, I
So
can't handle it.
visceral. Yeah.
Oh no,
I just
thank
was
you.
like, this is when my family would have music or football playing on in the background so
Yeah.
that there's something else
Other than chewing happening.
Yeah. So I would pair this film with something to drink. I would probably pair it with I think I would probably do the same eggnog, very spiced eggnog,
Ooh,
and
yeah.
mashed potatoes. For some reason, this film makes me want mashed potatoes.
With lots of gravy.
Lots and lots of gravy. Mashed
Yes.
potatoes and gravy and the old grandma candy, the ribbon candy that you get at Christmas.
Yes.
That's what I
Oh,
would pair
yeah.
with. What about you, Jonesy?
So similar to that theme, I feel like green bean casserole.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm
Yeah.
hungry.
Me too. So green bean casserole, and so my family didn't drink, but that was when I would have sweet tea, which I never had, but my grandma made with so much sugar it was basically just sugar water. But it's
Sugar
still
water.
what I think about on the holidays is
Oh.
sweet tea, but so much sugar that you're like cracked out. So, we didn't have alcohol. We just had a whole lot of sugar. So yeah, green bean casserole and way too sweet tea.
So weird.
That is the weirdest combination. Green bean casserole and sweet tea.
Or like
I don't know.
or
like
lime
the holidays
jello.
to me.
Lime
with cat
jello.
food.
Oh man. Should we Brynne, should we do our grades for the film?
Yeah. Let's regrade.
Okay. Do we know what we did last week?
So both of you last time gave it an A+.
Okay. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna take my nostalgia goggles off, and I'm gonna give it an A.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
Fair.
gonna
Fair.
not split it anymore. I'm gonna give it an A because there was some problematic stuff, and there is a lot of physical slapstick comedy that they relied on. Even though I loved it,
Yeah.
I will say A. What about you, Tony?
This was a very hard decision to make.
Oh my god!
With all your trauma.
With all my trauma, I'm bumping it down to a B.
Holy moly!
I do have to. 1, because it was triggering. Thanks, Mom. 2, there was problematic things with the film, and it made me remember Vacation and European Vacation, the ones that came out before this. And I felt when I watched Christmas Vacation this time, I felt like they were really trying to do the same formula as the other two films, but it didn't hit as hard as the other two films and as funny. It was still very enjoyable. It's definitely like a classic Christmas movie everybody should watch at least one time. But for me personally, I'm giving it a B because of those factors.
Okay, I respect it.
Yeah.
How many of these family vacation movies are there?
Oh,
so you said
God.
there was the original one that is obviously the best one.
Producer Rob's telling us 4. He knows.
No, there's
Okay.
not 4. There's okay, so there's the original company, National Lampoons. Then they did J2 Communications, did Lampoons, Loaded Weapons, Senior Trip.
No, I know there's a lot of Lampoon movies, but I'm
okay.
saying which one of the
Vacation.
Griswolds? Okay, producer
4?
Rob is buckling down.
There's
on
Las
4.
Vegas.
That's the one I was forgetting. Las Vegas was the 4th one.
But this movie actually had its own spin-off
It did.
with Uncle or Cousin Eddie, but that's not like a Griswold family movie.
No.
That's a different. Yeah.
But the
I think I've seen
Lampoons.
the Vegas one.
Well, there's tons of Lampoons. Like Animal House is
Oh,
Lampoon.
There's
Yeah.
tons of
Van
Lampoons.
Wilder is Lampoons.
Yeah.
I remember the Van Wilder ones. I loved those because I loved Ryan Reynolds.
I know, me too. Ryan Reynolds is my get out of jail card with
That bums
producer
me
Robin.
out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like those
That's my
movies.
fantasy football right there, Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, I think all of the National Lampoons don't hold up over time. That's
No.
kind of their
They're
shtick.
problematic.
So I'm not defending the ones with Ryan Reynolds. I just
But there
Well,
is
okay.
a
I mean, it bums me
classic.
out that it bums me out that you like them at all. But okay, what's your grade for this? What's your grade for this movie, Lena? What's your grade?
I give this movie a solid B. Like I said, if it's on, leave it on, watch it. I don't think this is the best of the vacation series that you could watch. I also think so I
so
didn't see A Christmas Story until much later in life.
Oh, I
either.
almost thought you said you never seen it. I was gonna go, oh God, we
why
got to
did you-
No, but I
reevaluate
s-
our friendship.
Stop.
I saw it as an adult though, through
Okay.
a similar situation of friends saying you have to sit down and watch this
Good.
movie. And I would say I would put that movie above this one if you're going to
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
watch a family Christmas movie where things go wrong and chaos ensues. I feel like that one holds up much better.
Yeah.
Even the slapstick comedy in that one,
Yeah.
I think is better than stepping on planks repeatedly.
This is a good one to have in the background where you don't pay attention to.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or
Alright, nice.
everyone's always looking
Brynne
for
is
something.
ready to like jump through and like punch us both in the face.
That's because she saw it at the magic age of middle school,
know.
where this movie was made for middle
Exactly.
schoolers. It
Yes.
really is.
Even now, like I had all my Christmas decorations up, and I'm like all warm on like a little date, and I was like, "Oh, this is nice."
Also,
it did
too.
help get me in the Christmas spirit.
I was just gonna
So,
say that also, like it does. It really did make me get in the Christmas spirit. Really did. which I love.
Well, and like
I love.
I remember my dad struggling putting up the lights and
I didn't.
all that stuff.
I
Oh,
didn't. My father
not
was gone by then. Yeah, thank you.
sorry.
Thank you. Thank you
Jesus
both.
Christ, Tony.
This got dark
Yeah.
real quick, guys.
My dad
Jonesy.
paid someone to put the lights up.
Yeah, no. Not for me.
Oh.
Jonesy, what
So
would
fancy.
this get a stamp in the Filmspringa passport?
No.
No?
I don't think it's necessary. Again, I think
I'm
if
gonna
it's
agree with
something
Jonesy.
if it's something
It's necessary. If in the Christmas canon, you don't think you should see it at least once?
Christmas Story is much more high up on that. To me, this
don't
like
know.
knocks
I don't
this
know.
makes this Christmas Story makes this irrelevant.
You know what? I retract my comment. I'm gonna be Switzerland on this one.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, not every movie can get a stamp.
What does that
True.
mean? It's a fake passport.
You're ruining Christmas,
know.
Jonesy. You're ruining Christmas for Brynne. Okay.
Well, let's move on to the next Christmas movie because maybe it will
Yes.
be better.
So,
Yes.
Brynne, shall we do our next film for next week?
Yes.
All right. This is, what year was this? 1988, right?
I'm pulling up the
I think so.
cover.
Yeah.
1988. This one's tricky because when I first think about it, I never think of it as a Christmas movie. But when you watch it, it definitely is kind of a Christmas film.
It is a
right?
Christmas movie.
It
yeah.
is. It
Yeah.
is. And we've talked about it before on the show. We actually talked about it a couple episodes. So it is Die Hard.
Die
The
Hard.
original Die Hard is what we're going to watch. And Jonesy's
Just
never
looked
seen
up the
this.
cover.
Okay, Jonesy, what do you think this
Yeah, what
film
do you
is
think?
about based on the cover and the name of the film?
Is this the Twin Towers or is this another building in New York
No,
I
it's
don't know. What
on
do
the
you think?
cover?
Nagasaki Towers.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming this has to do with terrorists.
Yeah, it's in LA.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that either.
Nagasaki. Really?
Sorry. I am a dumb bitch. Doesn't mean you have to call me out. Jeesh. How would I know that?
I don't know.
Especially
I'm
if
mad
I've
at you
never
about the
seen
Chevy
this
Chase
movie.
stuff.
I know she's just taking her anger out about family vacation or Christmas vacation.
Okay.
Kitty
Yes.
All right, go.
Lena, what do you think Die Hard's about?
I think it's about terrorists. I don't really know what makes this a Christmas film. I know that Bruce Willis is the hero, and I think there's German terrorists because we were in that timeline of American history. Maybe
Okay,
not Russians.
okay.
I don't know. I feel like they were white.
Okay.
And I feel like he saves a family, maybe his own. That's why it's Christmas. It's set during Christmas. I don't know. I have no idea why this is a Christmas movie.
This is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, this is gonna be really
So,
funny.
Brynne, what do you give the grade? What's your initial grade?
I'm
for
gonna
this
give
one?
it like a B.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I remember it being like funny and like, but I wasn't super into like those actiony type,
I
like
was.
like I was like, this is fine,
I am gonna give it an A, a solid A, because I remember it's been a very long time since I see it, but I remember it being very funny to me. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna see if it's still funny after all these years.
Is it supposed to be funny? Is
See,
it
that's what I don't
comedy
remember. If it's
action?
supposed to be funny or if I was laughing at it because of my dark sense of humor.
I think it's
So
like
I
a
don't know.
wink and a nod.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this is
like
like
True Lies.
yes.
Oh, that's a great movie. I
like,
love that movie.
It's so good.
So
yeah,
good.
like
Did
this
see
is
that
like
movie.
action, but it's like still Bruce Willis,
Yeah, it's young Bruce Willis, like right
Bruce
when
Willis hair.
was it? What was the show he did with Sybil?
Moonlighting.
Moonlighting. That's what it
Moonlighting
was.
with
Yeah.
Sybil Shepherd.
But y'all, that is our show.
That's our
We're-
show today.
Yeah, we're done. That's
okay.
it. We did Christmas vacation. Hopefully
This
it
was a
gets
weird
everybody.
episode.
It was
we
a
talked
weird
about
episode.
a lot of stuff.
We were all over the place, and I apologize for bulldozing.
I don't.
it.
I don't. This is what
I
you get.
blame
You're
her
welcome.
right here, the alcohol, Madam Alcohol. But you guys, you can listen to us every week on anywhere you get podcasts. We're on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and if you don't get to see hear the listen to the podcast, you can watch us every Thursday night on our YouTube channel, Filmspringa, or you can watch us Out at TV every Friday night. And Out at TV has some great programming right now. They have the other show I do, Who Invited Her. They have What a Shit Show, what 2 local drag queens do that show. They have a bunch of really funny stuff on there and a bunch of really good content and Out at TV. So go download the app and watch us on Friday nights and check out a bunch of their other shows that they have on there. You can follow us on Instagram. We're Filmspringa. You can email us at filmspringapodcast@gmail. We love to hear from you. Give us some movie suggestions that you would like us to expose Jonsy to.
Yes.
Weigh in on this mother one.
Yeah. Not mother one, not without my daughter, Sally
Not
Bill.
without my daughter.
Yeah.
That was close.
No, without my mom.
Not without my mommy.
Yes, yeah.
So that is it for us. And we will see everybody next week. Let me find our songs. There we go. Bye.